Welcome back to the show. Don't forget to join the conversation at the BWG Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And yes, we're about to meet our corporate game changer. She's Folakemi Fadahunsi, and she's the Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer of UACN Property Development PLC. For over 19 years, Folake has been transforming the finance functions of various companies as a transformational expert. I'm excited to invite to Binging With Gamechangers, Folakemi Fadahunsi. Hi, Folake.
Hi.
You look good in red.
Thank you.
Okay, Folake, I see you call yourself a transformation expert. Tell me about that. Why do you see yourself as transformational? Tell me, I'm curious.
Okay, so as a consultant, I have helped various organizations to transform their finance functions. And yes, with a lot of results, I must say, even if I have to say it myself. And I've received a lot of feedback from my clients also on how that has helped their businesses grow and how that has helped their organization actually move forward. You know, so it's just what I do. It's who I am.
So what you tell me is mismanagement of the finance of a company can actually be the downfall. Well, actually, yeah.
We're all in business to make money, right?
Yeah.
So once the finance function doesn't work, everything else can't work.
Okay, so I agree.
So,
You're transformational then. Yeah, she is.
Thank you.
So tell me, from engineering physics, yes, she studied that at Obafemi Awolowo University.
Yes, I did.
And you know, years after you're doing an MBA, that seems quite far from engineering physics to then getting a master's in business administration. What happened? Why did you move from engineering to become a businessman? What happened? Yeah.
Okay, in all sincerity, while I was studying engineering physics, I was very sure that I was not cut out for engineering or anything like that. In fact, I actually tried to change to accounting.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was. Of course, the accounting department was ready to take me. The engineering physics department wasn't ready to release me because there were only two ladies. Because there were only two ladies in the class of over 70 people. You know, but I already knew right from school that this is not what I want to do. I would rather be an accountant. So when the opportunity came to join an accounting firm, one of the big 4 accounting firms, I took it. And of course, that immediately meant I had to study to write ICANN exams, you know, and then become a chartered accountant. So I actually did my MBA after I already got qualified as a chartered accountant. So it was just in the next step to take, really.
Yeah. I find what you say quite curious, though. You said, you know, while you were studying engineering, that means probably even from your year 1 or year 2, you knew this isn't for me. And a lot of people are not quick to realize that. So what was it that made you know that this isn't me? Because obviously that means you must have been a science student, you know, in school. So what happened to you that made you know that this is not me? This is not me.
So interestingly, as a science student, even in secondary school, I realized that I would rather do literature in English, for example, than do geography. You know, I realized that I would rather write a poem than spend time studying chemistry, you know. But then, I mean, it was at a time when science students were more, it was more prestigious.
And hallowed.
It was more prestigious to be a science student. And because of my love for mathematics, I decided, okay, let me be a science student. So, of course, the natural next step after taking physics, chemistry, maths, and all of that was to study a science course, you know. So from year 1, I already knew that it wasn't for me because I realized that I like to be very realistic, you know, and constantly as they taught me in class, I realized that I kept asking myself, so what am I going to do with this? How does this relate to the real world? What problem can I solve with this kind of course? So, you know, so it didn't take me a long time at all to realize that, you know what, I need something that I can relate to, like accounting, bookkeeping. And of course, I had my elder sister at the time was studying accounting. I have a first cousin who had studied accounting, you know, so I could see what they were doing with what they studied. So it just made a lot of sense.
Okay, so I see your love for numbers obviously did not tilt towards the engineering bit of things, but the accounting bit of things. Fair enough. And now, Auntie, PhD.
Yes.
You're studying for a PhD. Calm down. What's the plan? So you want to set up a school or what? Tell us.
So I can be very sincere, right?
Yes.
So I just would love to be called Dr. Fadahunsi. I just would love to be called Dr. Fadahunsi. But having said that, I then thought to myself, okay, so if I have to do a PhD, studying for a PhD is not very easy, you know. And for me to pull through, it must be in something that I really am passionate about. I see myself as a natural entrepreneur. Okay. I've been selling since I was a teenager. I would bake and sell. So I'm a natural entrepreneur. So it just made sense that if I'm going to go through the rigor of studying for a PhD, I might as well do it in an area where I am very passionate, and that is entrepreneurship and innovation.
Beautiful.
So, but I mean, in all sincerity, the first trigger really is just call me Dr. Folakemi. It just feels good.
Yeah, and I respect your openness and honesty, because sometimes when you say things like this, you are almost made to feel as though, how can you just want to be called something? It's okay, right, to say, I want to be called barrister this. I want to be called, you know, doctor this, professor this. Yes. Is that enough, though, to pull through, like, a major thing? Like 4 years, 5 years? Like...
So, like I said, that is not enough. I think what would make me pull through is my love for entrepreneurship and innovation.
That's why you must choose a course you love, right?
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, I don't get my sense of identity from the title or anything like that, you know. So it's not, I don't need that title to validate me. Yeah. I just like it.
You just love it. Yes, you're allowed. You love it. You love what you love. And you hate what you hate. So quickly before we go, you are a boss, like a boss babe. You lead teams. Yeah, you oversee your risk department, IT, procurement. What are the things you like to see in your ideal subordinate? Like, who are the people you would hire in a flash? Tell me. Is it people that work late, or is it people that read a lot? What do you like?
So in all sincerity, I like people who can solve problems. Okay. And for me, that is number one. That attitude of, here is the problem, here is the solution, even if it is the wrong solution. So I always, as long as you come to me with one, I mean, I like you already. Okay. You know, so even at the interview stage, when I'm interviewing people, the first thing I look out for is not your skills, your competence, because you can learn all of that. But if you cannot solve problems, I can hardly teach you that, because I think it's a parenting issue if you cannot solve problems.
Oh my gosh, she says it's a parenting
I can hardly
teach you that. What do you mean by a parenting issue?
Okay,
expatiate on that.
So we're in an age where you find that parents, I think sometimes we do way too much for our children. To the point where even when someone is a graduate and he wants to apply for a job, the parent is the one sending the CV, the parent drives him or her to the interview. You know, so they don't feel any need to do anything special or solve any problem. Everything gets done for them, and then I hire you and you come to me and say, I don't know what to do. And I just freak out at that point, because as an adult, you should know what to do. Even if it's the wrong thing, come to me with a solution, you know. So when I'm hiring, when I'm interviewing, I'm looking for, because I mean, the reason why there is a vacancy in the first instance, because there's a problem I'm trying to solve. You know, so what I'm looking out for is, can this person solve the problem? You know, can this person provide answers, solutions to problems, and not just come to me and say, I don't know. And I can assure you that I have instances where a manager, someone that is supposed to be a team lead, would come and say, I don't know what to do.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah. So 2 key things I've taken from this chat. Number 1, inability to be smart and street smart, basically, is a parenting issue. Parents out there, allow these kids, create solutions. But also, you know, what you say about being able to solve problems. So it tells me, because I hear you. I have employees, and when you come, I know that feeling. Okay, so what are we going to do about this? I don't know. It's almost like I cringe.
Really?
I cringe because I tell them, you could have gone online, you could have made some phone calls, you could have read textbooks. Like you said, you can be wrong, but say something. That's why I didn't hire a bottle or a computer, a human, you know, to... Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Folake, for coming on the show. It's been great chatting with you.
Thank you.
When we return, it will be Let's Get Binging. And yes, there's a lot of, yes, we'll be doing some food tasting that would excite you. See you when I get back. Thank you. Let's get binging, guys. I love this segment because we experience culture, fun, food, and good people. So, as I proceed, Sam Dandy, what were you doing?
What
were you doing right there? Was that Yoruba? What kind of dance? What was that? Because that was supposed to be Yoruba.
It was a dandy infusion.
And you are a Yoruba boy. I didn't see you.
Oh my God.
What are we eating today? Let's find out.
A lot. I want to say you look rich. Wow. Okay. So we're going to be doing something we haven't done on the show before. It's going to be called War of Battles of the Swallows. I know. I'm going to be asking, how do you eat your swallow?
Okay, what are we eating, by the way?
We're eating amala and eforivo.
Oh, so we're going all Yoruba today,
That's right?
Amala and eforivo.
Yep. You like?
I like that. You know, the chef, laid out every the major,
ingredients.
material.
That's right.
Yeah. And so obviously there's meat.
That's
major,
right.
Pepper.
Chapter.
Yes. Dry fish. So basically, what you say? You want me to show you how I eat my swallow?
That's important. Hey, let me. Should I help you with it?
I will just fold it here.
Okay.
Because I need to make a statement.
Okay.
So I have two ways.
Tell us about it.
Yes, there's the party swallow eating, and there's the I am at home watching TV, and swallow I want to eat my swallow. Okay. So I'll show you. So when I'm at parties, right, I'll take my fork and I'll cross my feet first, and just take a tiny piece.
Touché.
Yeah. And I go that way, and I take some vegetables, and I'll, and then there's a way to open your mouth.
Okay.
It mustn't touch your lipstick.
Okay.
Just go this way.
Oh my God.
And even when it's spicy, you percent. When I'm at home, I'll do.
Wow. We're going to dig into this.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a fork. And then I go all the way and I do. So Sam, show me how do you do it? How do you do it? Do you have two ways, four way, or just one?
Sadly, I only have one.
Show me.
Just one. And it's simple. I use a fork.
No, so wait. What do you just do now? I'm local, yeah.
I'm tush.
All right.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll take it. Like
so what do you think about it? I think it's spicy.
Yes, spicy, but I love it. One particular thing I love about amala is the fact that it digests really fast. Because I eat it
light.
Because I'm Yoruba, it digests really fast. Even though it's swallow, it doesn't give that heavy, that feeling whereby you feel like you have to sleep once you eat it. So I love that about it. And for riro is a winner any day.
I agree.
It just riros in my tummy, What? Don't tell me you're a pomo man.
I love.
You love your pomo, right? I know. People like you live for pomo. Anyway, let's go discover some good people.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. As you know, on the show, we love to meet, know, and explore good people. There's nothing like when each person takes responsibility for 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5 people in their community. Imagine if we all did that. The world, Nigeria, Africa would not be the same. And the good person we have on the show today is Ized Uanikhehi. So good to meet you. Sit down. Let's have a chat. Yeah, it's so good to have you on the show today.
I'm glad to be
so
here.
Ized is the founder of TORA Africa. It's a company, however, what they do is unique. They train drivers and riders.
Yes.
That's bike riders,
Yes.
you know. And I think, and you deploy them to potential employers. But what makes you exceptional to us is the fact that you conduct all the training and everything for free.
Yes,
you know, hoping and believing that, you know, potential employers would employ them and then give you, you know, some form of commission or payment
Yes.
for the training you've already done.
Yes.
That's exceptional. So please, why is a pretty girl like you? Because you look so, you're beautiful, you speak so well,
Thank you.
and you are so passionate about training drivers. Because I know you're passionate about training riders especially. Tell me why. Like,
First of all, I'm also a rider myself.
oh, wow, I see. Okay. So I'm getting the connection now. So yeah. So
Yeah,
tell
so
me.
it was more than just being a rider myself. It was the fact that I worked in the ride hailing sector, and then I found out at some point that one of the biggest challenge for ride hailing companies to scale was the human capital,
Resource.
the human resource. And we would hire riders off the streets, but those were riders that were pretty stuck in their ways. You tell them don't enter one way, they will say okay, no problem, and then the next day they will enter one way. And then no matter how hard you train them, they will still come to work 2 or 3 days later smelling like engine oil and sweat. And you know, ride hailing, you're typically carrying another passenger on the bike. So I saw there was a need for something like that. And it wasn't available anywhere in Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria. And I thought, okay, this is potential market. But where we wanted to do differently was we didn't want to target training the riders that were already on the streets. We wanted to target training unemployed. Because also another thing that I discovered was 2 critical statistics that really, really bothered us at the time, myself and my co-founder. We found out that, first of all, 26% of Nigerians are unemployed. If we're 200 million people, for context, 26% is about 52 million Nigerians unemployed. That's increased crime rates, increased armed robbery, increased everything, and increased poverty too. And then secondly, I found out that 6 out of every 10 graduates will not find job within 3 years after graduating from school. So it means that people were going to school to come into the job market, which meant that the unemployed pool was going to be increasing. And so we thought, why not train unemployed people how to ride bikes from scratch, and then deploy them to organizations that need their services. The market is there, or the potential for the market is there. Ride-hailing companies were opening up, plus logistic businesses were opening up. So why not train unemployed people, teach them how to ride? So initially it was hard. It was harder than initially we thought that getting clients would be hard, but that part was pretty much easy.
Sorted. I mean, we had seen the need.
But the part that was hard was telling an unemployed person that, come and become a bike rider.
Really?
I don't want to become a bike rider. I don't want to become
I'm
a
a
driver.
graduate. Why should I ride bike?
Wow.
So how were you able to break that though?
So we sort of explained to them that as a bike rider or as a driver, you had the potential of making 180,000 naira a month.
Whoa.
Yes. So a bike rider typically makes about 7,000, 8,000 naira a day take home.
That's some good money.
Yes. Save money for credit, maintenance on the
But
bike.
the amazing thing is that you train them for free.
Yes.
What on earth? Because the average person will say, okay, I'm going to set this business up. These are the numbers, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll just print some flyers and convince them why they have to look for 5,000 naira to get you. But you said earlier that you don't just train them because you know that they're so poor. You look for accommodation for the period. You get, they have some stipend. You practically care for them for the period. Like, Why are you so nice?
For us, it was more about impact. And then the group of people we wanted to train were unemployed. And most of them had been unemployed for like, what, 3-4 years. So why would you ask an unemployed person that has been unemployed for 3-4 years to come and pay money for training? And even when we deploy them, we don't touch from their salaries. We say, whatever the client says they're going to pay you, you will get it full.
So the company is is the one that pays you and not.
Yes,
Wow.
the company is the one that pays us.
I'm honored to meet you. Yeah.
I want to say that I think it's inspiring, not just to women that you're a writer as well, but to men. But my question would be, what's the big picture?
For TORA, the big picture, initially when we started, this year we're like, we'll train 1,000 people before 12 months. And then if we've deployed, so for every one person you train, you impact 5 of their dependents, whether it's your daughter or your wife. So more children are going to school because
So what kind of numbers do you see yourself covering in like 5 years? How many people do you want to have trained?
Millions. So now we're thinking, should we go beyond writing? Should we go to sales people? Should we go to sales executives? Should we go to, what else can we add to it?
Congratulations. It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for what you're doing to the lives of the people, giving them skill. That's really what you're doing.
So for us, it's beyond just training them how to ride. We train them on other interpersonal skills, grooming, how to use Google Maps, etiquette, how to talk to your customers, customer care and all of that. So it's beyond just
So
riding.
you actually teach them how to stay clean. Like when you're putting someone on your bike, you don't smell.
Yeah.
Wow, like you're a star. Thank you. Such an honor to meet you, to chat with you, and to know that there's people in Nigeria doing stuff like this. And you're not all about the money only. It's been so packed. I've had so much fun. I showed you guys how I eat in my house, how I eat when I'm out. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun and I've learned so much from our game changers as well. So don't stop being the best in whatever space you find yourself, and I'll see you next time.